The story of the Titanic is one of hubris and human error, of courage and sacrifice, and of enduring mystery. It is a tale that continues to fascinate and haunt us over a century later. The Titanic was born from competition. In the early 20th century, the race to dominate the transatlantic passenger trade was fierce. White Star Line, her owner, sought to dominate the transatlantic passenger trade. They aimed to outshine their competitors with unmatched grandeur and innovation. Their rivals, Cunard, had faster ships. Cunard's Lusitania and Mauretania were the epitome of speed and efficiency, setting new standards in ocean travel. White Star decided to focus on size and luxury instead of speed. They envisioned ships that would redefine opulence and comfort on the high seas. The Titanic and her sister ship, the Olympic, would be the largest and most opulent vessels ever seen. These ships were designed to be floating palaces, offering unparalleled luxury. Built in Belfast, Ireland, the Titanic was a marvel of engineering. The shipyard buzzed with activity as thousands of workers toiled to bring this vision to life. She was 882 feet long and weighed over 46,000 tons. Her sheer size was a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Her hull was divided into 16 watertight compartments, leading to the belief that she was practically unsinkable. These compartments were a revolutionary safety feature designed to keep the ship afloat, even if multiple sections were breached. This belief sadly proved tragically misplaced. The Titanic's maiden voyage ended in disaster, a stark reminder of the limits of human engineering and the unpredictable power of nature. The Titanic set sail on her maiden voyage from Southampton, England, on April 10, 1912. It was a grand event with thousands of people gathered to witness the departure of the largest and most luxurious ship of its time. The Titanic was a marvel of modern engineering, a floating palace that promised an unparalleled experience for its passengers. An excitement filled the air, a mixture of anticipation and pride. The passengers, dressed in their finest attire, waved goodbye to their loved ones, their faces beaming with joy and hope. The ship's departure was a symbol of progress and human ingenuity, a testament to what mankind could achieve. The ship was filled with passengers from all walks of life, from wealthy industrialists to immigrants seeking a new life in America. The first-class passengers enjoyed opulent accommodations, complete with fine dining and luxurious amenities, while those in steerage held dreams of a better future across the Atlantic. The journey began smoothly, but the North Atlantic held a hidden danger: icebergs. The ship sailed through calm waters, but beneath the surface the icy giants lurked, waiting to strike. The crew remained vigilant, but the vastness of the ocean made it impossible to spot every threat. Warnings came in from other ships, but some were missed or ignored. The Titanic received multiple messages about icebergs in the area, but the confidence in the ship's invincibility led to a sense of complacency. The crew believed that the Titanic could withstand any challenge. On the night of April 14th, the unthinkable happened. The sea was calm, the sky clear, and the stars shone brightly. It was a serene night, giving no hint of the impending disaster. At 11:40 p.m., the Titanic struck an iceberg on her starboard side. The collision was sudden and jarring, sending a shudder through the entire ship. Passengers were jolted from their sleep, unaware of the gravity of the situation. The impact, though slight at first, ripped open several compartments below the waterline. Water began to pour in at an alarming rate, flooding the lower decks and sealing the fate of the ship. The Titanic's design, which was supposed to make her unsinkable, proved to be her downfall. The unsinkable ship was taking on water rapidly. The crew worked frantically to assess the damage, but it quickly became clear that the Titanic was doomed. The ship began to list to one side, and panic started to spread among the passengers. Chaos erupted as the reality of the situation set in. Passengers scrambled to find their loved ones, their faces etched with fear and confusion. The crew tried to maintain order, but the sheer scale of the disaster made it an impossible task. The crew, following protocol, began loading lifeboats, but there were not enough for everyone. The lifeboats were launched half empty in the confusion, leaving many behind. The realization that there were not enough lifeboats for all on board added to the growing sense of dread. The women and children first rule was largely followed, leading to heartbreaking scenes of families being torn apart. Fathers and sons were left behind, their faces filled with sorrow as they watched their loved ones being lowered into the freezing waters below. The band played on, their music a haunting soundtrack to the unfolding tragedy. They chose to stay and provide comfort through their melodies, a final act of bravery and humanity in the face of certain death. As the Titanic's bow sank lower and lower, the stern rose out of the water, her propellers exposed to the night sky. The ship's final moments were a terrifying spectacle, a grim reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human creations. At 2:20 a.m., the ship broke in two and disappeared beneath the waves. The once mighty Titanic was now a ghostly wreck at the bottom of the ocean, a tragic end to a voyage that had begun with such promise. Over 1,500 souls perished in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. The survivors, huddled in lifeboats, faced a long and harrowing wait for rescue. The sinking of the Titanic remains one of the most poignant and enduring tragedies in maritime history, a somber reminder of the limits of human ambition and the unpredictable forces of nature. The Titanic's tragic end has spawned countless myths and legends. One of the most persistent is that the ship was sailing at full speed to break a speed record. This is false. While the Titanic was traveling at a relatively fast pace, she was not attempting to set any records. Another myth claims that a mummy's curse caused the disaster. This is pure superstition. No evidence exists to support this claim. The truth is far simpler and more tragic. A series of human errors and misjudgments combined with the dangers of the open sea led to the sinking. The echoes of tragedy, aftermath, and reform. The sinking of the Titanic was a catastrophe that resonated around the world, leaving a profound impact on society. The world was shocked by the Titanic disaster. People from all walks of life were stunned by the news, and the scale of the tragedy was hard to comprehend. Newspapers were filled with stories of the sinking and lists of the dead. Headlines screamed the grim details, and the public was eager for information about the disaster. The tragedy led to immediate changes in maritime regulations. Authorities recognized the need for better safety measures to prevent such a disaster from happening again. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established, requiring ships to carry enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew. This was a significant step forward in maritime safety. Regulations regarding radio communication were also strengthened, ensuring that distress calls could not be missed. This improvement meant that ships in trouble could get help more quickly and efficiently. The sinking of the Titanic, while a terrible tragedy, ultimately led to improvements in maritime safety that have saved countless lives since. The lessons learned from this disaster have been instrumental in shaping the safety protocols we have today, ensuring that such a tragedy is never repeated. Whispers in the deep conspiracy theories. The Titanic's sinking, shrouded in tragedy and mystery, has also attracted its share of conspiracy theories. Some claim the Titanic never sank at all, but was swapped with her sister ship, the Olympic, in an insurance scam. This theory lacks any credible evidence. Others believe the ship was deliberately sunk, possibly by J.P. Morgan, a prominent financier of the time, to eliminate rivals who were on board. Again, no evidence supports this claim. While these theories are intriguing, they are ultimately just speculation, lacking any real basis in fact. The Californians' silence, a mystery, endures. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Titanic disaster is the role of the SS Californian. This ship was close enough to potentially rescue passengers, but failed to respond to the Titanic's distress signals. The Californian's captain claimed he did not see the Titanic's rockets or hear her distress calls, but many believe he ignored them, perhaps fearing the dangers of the ice field. The Californian's inaction remains a controversial topic, a stark reminder of the human capacity for both heroism and indifference in the face of disaster. Beyond human error, a deeper look into the Titanic disaster. While human error played a significant role in the Titanic disaster, it's important to remember the broader historical context. The early 20th century was a time of rapid and unprecedented technological advancement. Confidence in new technologies like the Titanic's supposedly unsinkable design was extraordinarily high. Regulations and safety procedures had not yet caught up with these rapid advancements. The Titanic disaster in many ways exposed the dangers of this significant gap between ambition and precaution. The Titanic's legacy, a century of remembrance. The Titanic continues to captivate our imaginations. Books, films, and documentaries explore every aspect of the ship, her passengers, and her crew. Museums dedicated to the Titanic display artifacts recovered from the wreck, offering a tangible link to the past. The wreck itself, discovered in 1985, serves as a somber memorial to those who perished. The Titanic's story serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of humility in the face of nature's power. A conclusion. Lessons from the deep. The sinking of the Titanic remains one of the most compelling maritime disasters in history. It is a story of human ambition and technological achievement colliding with the unforgiving forces of nature. The tragedy teaches us the importance of vigilance, the need for robust safety regulations, and the enduring power of human stories in the face of disaster. The Titanic, though lost beneath the waves, continues to speak to us, urging us to learn from the past and to approach the future with both courage and caution.